baby, I like it raw. Raw Advantage likes it raw. Ooh, baby, I like it raw. Yeah, baby, I like it raw. Hey!
Blessings everyone, this is Chris Kennel from therawAdvantage.com, registered holistic nutritionist, raw food lifestyle coach. I'm back here in Saskatoon with my fam. Today what I want to talk to you guys about is Candida. Ooh, what a hot topic Candida is, you know, especially in the last 15 years. It's blown up in the natural health scene, and everyone to some degree seems to have it. It's always on the tip of people's tongues. Oh, I got Candida, this, and that, and there is good reason. So before we get into that, I do really quickly want to mention that registration for my 2016 Raw Food and Yoga Surf Adventure Retreats in Costa Rica are open. This is from March 12th to 19th, the Farm of Life. One of my favorite things and places and retreats I've ever done, definitely, and that's why I'm doing it again. Get a good chance to dive into some raw food culinary skills, get into some hiking, adventure, waterfalls, cliff jumping, lots of surfing, lots of yoga, lots of connection, lots of just fun and connecting with yourself, with the land, with everyone else there. So amazing. Registration's open now. You can reserve your spot. Again, this is for 2016 March, so it's a little ways away, but it's a good time to get your spot in today. So check that out. So Candida, hey? Well, you know, there is a big reason why many people have issues with this common yeast overgrowth today. And first, maybe we'll start by saying, what is Candida? It is, as I mentioned, a yeast, and it is normal to have it within your system. You know, it's not a bad thing. We don't want to eradicate it. We don't want to wage war on Candida. It only causes issues when there's overgrowths. And you see, the problem with that is the waste product of the Candida yeast is acidic. And because of that, if there's overgrowth, if there's chronic high levels of Candida, then there's also high levels of this acidic waste product. And this does damage to us in many ways. It can cause things like leaky gut, which can permeate into the bloodstream and cause a whole bunch of other issues, such as athlete's foot and toe fungus and thrush, and it can actually be implicated with diabetes, jock itch, and chronic yeast infections, and all these different things, as well as other symptoms like tiredness, brain fog, deep circles under your eyes, horrible smelling breath and body odor, really stinky feet. And again, there's many reasons why people are more prone to this. Number one, because people are eating a really highly processed diet made up of foods that are haphazardly thrown together and don't digest super well, and this causes a big bung up and fermentation in the system, which causes the Candida to overgrow. Another reason is people are eating a chronically high fat diet. If you look around, most people are eating fat at every single meal, a lot of times animal product fat, and this really, again, bungs up the system. We get fat, sugar, and salt in almost every single meal for the standard American, and this fat holds up the sugar in the body and causes the Candida microbe to come in and eat up that excess sugar habitually, day in, day out, day in, day out. And this, again, just ends up in having high levels of that acidic waste product and causes a whole bunch of issues within the body. Now, some things that can also set one up for a chronic case of Candida or high elevated levels of Candida is a weakened immune system. You look around, and whether it's environmental pollution or chronic fast food and beer drinking and all that kind of stuff, a lot of people have fairly compromised immune systems, and with that, compromised digestive systems. And again, all of these things are linked up together. If someone's recently been on antibiotics, and this is going to also mess up our flora and cause poor digestion, poor assimilation, lots of fermentation, and overgrowth of Candida. Now, when Candida has become overgrown consistently, and it goes in through the bloodstream and goes into different parts of the body where it's not really supposed to be, this is called systemic Candida. This is an advanced stage of Candida. So in my coaching practice, I've helped a lot of people overcome chronic issues with Candida, and oftentimes people who have had years and years of chronic Candida. And some people even said, like, I wish I would have talked to you 10 years ago because I've literally tried everything. I've done the anti-Candida diet, I've waged war on my body, and that's the way that a lot of mainstream nutritionists look at Candida, is that it's a problem, we gotta battle it and wage war, mainstream society, we gotta battle it and wage war and kill it off. So take really potent things like oil of oregano and grapefruit seed extract and say no sugar, sugar's a culprit, Candida thrives off sugar, so we gotta eradicate all sugar. And what they're missing is that, again, Candida is normal and natural to be in your system. We're not looking for overgrowths, and every single cell in your body thrives and survives and is feeding itself off of sugar. Now, there's no exception to that. Your brain, every single cell in your body, its main fuel source is sugar. Its only fuel source is sugar. So cutting out sugar is not the solution. It's getting the blood sugar mechanisms in check so your body's efficient at absorbing sugar, and then from there getting the proper amount. So how to solve a Candida problem? Seriously, the easiest and quickest way. I solved my chronic Candida very quickly with it. A simple low fat to no fat in the first little while raw food diet based in fruits and vegetables. That's right, folks, as much fruit as you possibly could eat, as much as you can enjoy, as well as much greens as you desire. Now, I do recommend people who have chronic cases to abstain from fat for a little while because, again, the fat affects our insulin function. And when it affects insulin function, our sugar metabolism, our absorption of the sugar out of our bloodstream into our cells isn't as efficient as it could be. And if we have chronic case of Candida already, that's going to cause it to flourish and bloom and go into other places in our body. So we want to keep the fat really low, fruit really high, enjoying it, getting some exercise beforehand, maybe doing a little bit of hydration, getting some water, and otherwise getting enough sleep so you can normalize your immune function and be as healthy and vibrant as you possibly can. But when it comes to diet, high fruit, low fat, lots of leafy green vegetables, as simple as possible. Things like oil, really implicated with Candida. If you have a case of Candida, eliminate all oils, absolutely. A lot of processed foods, cooked foods, all these things generally you're gonna have a harder time getting rid of the Candida if you're sticking with those. So I want to tell a little personal story that I've never actually shared on camera. So when I was first getting into a healthier lifestyle, I had chronic Candida. I had absolutely the stinkiest feet in the world, really bad BO, lots of gas, lots of bloat, horrible jock itch. I'd scratch myself raw, it was horrible. And I had chronic yeast infections in my toes. It was like really white and flaky, and it would peel off, and it smelled really gross, and it was there almost all the time, no matter what I did. If I washed it, if I put creams on it, if I put socks on it. And again, I was diagnosed with chronic Candida, systemic Candida, and for a long time I tried to battle this. I really worked hard at it by doing an anti-Candida diet and having zero sugar except for Granny Smith apples and sunchokes, and I was eating giant coleslaws with no fat either, because I'd already discovered that fat was implicated with Candida. So no fat, no sugar, no fruit except for Granny Smith apples. It was horrible. No cooked foods, all raw. I was taking grapefruit seed extract and all this stuff, and long story short, I was trying to do that for like 2 weeks, and on day 10 I bonked, went crazy, ate everything in sight until I basically passed out, woke up, and my eyes were completely glued shut with this yellow kind of mucus, kind of pus, and it dried on my eyes. And when I finally pried my eyes open, they're bloodshot red. And what I found out was that I detoxed so heavily and so fast because I went from such a really simple, clean, pure diet to all of a sudden just like junk food. I was eating all these cookies and soy ice cream and subs and vegan pizza really quickly all at once, like 3 meals worth. And my body just detoxed through my eyes, and I permanently damaged my eyes to some extent. I've shared that before, but what I hadn't shared before is when I got into 100% raw, I started with no fat. I met Doug Graham, went no fat, all raw, high fruit, lots of vegetables, and talked to Doug about this. He told me that this is the best way to treat my Candida, and within about a week, zero symptoms except for I still had the lingering toe, and within a month, my foot cleared up. Now, what happened though, and this is the part I hadn't really talked about, is over the last, it's now been almost 11 years now that I've been a raw vegan, and for the first about 8 years, if I really dipped into the fat really hard, or if I ate a lot of kind of raw vegan junk food, or went to raw gourmet restaurants more than a few days in a row, or I held a retreat and I did gourmet, or I didn't really treat myself really well, if I was not getting enough sleep for a long time, sometimes that would come back for a few days or even for a week or so. And it wasn't as bad as before, but it would come back. And the really cool thing is, about 2 years ago, it completely disappeared. No matter what I eat now, it's totally gone. And the way I see it is that, you know, the pathways that the acidic waste product went through and basically broke down and created scar tissue has finally healed enough that it's not like a an easy elimination route. It's not an easy place for the blooms of Candida to go anymore. So it took a long time, but now completely clean and clear. As I said, within the first couple weeks, almost all the symptoms went completely away, and most people that I meet, even the most stubborn cases that they say they've had all their life, go away pretty darn quick. It's about having a lifestyle you can sustain, that you enjoy, that brings the health results you're looking for. And if you want to learn more about that, again, join me in Costa Rica, March 12th to 19th for the Raw Advantage Raw Food and Yoga Culinary Skills Surf Adventure Retreat. I have enough words in there? Yeah, you know. It's going to be amazing. Check out below to learn a whole bunch more. And if skateboarding is more your flavor, stay tuned, because I'm going to be announcing my Raw Food and Yoga skateboard retreat for January 2016 very soon. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Share it with people you know. Like, comment, let me know what you think. Candida, big topic. We could go a lot more into it. If you have any more questions, let me know. Absolutely love the support and the feedback and all the questions and likes. I really appreciate it. So hope you guys loved it. Much love.
Candida. Learn how to beat those yeasties.
If you like pizza, I suggest you click on this video and check out this raw vegan pizza Chris made. It's delicious. Also, don't forget to click for your free ebook.
Excited to announce my new iPhone app, free with 101 frickin' awesome recipes, tier retreat treats, food combining charts, shopping carts, and more. This is an advanced stage of candidiasis. Candidiasis. I can't pronounce that word, so well, this is an advanced stage of Candida. Now,